Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zara Kalala and today I'm going to be customizing this jumper into a kind of spirit jersey. So let's get to it. So a spirit jersey is a really American thing. I'm obviously from the UK, so I'm British. So I'll put some examples up on the screen, but I'm gonna probably do a slight twist because the design on the spirit jerseys are normally on the back. So I've got this jumper which I got in H&M. You can see the label here. It was only $9.99 and I got this in the men's section as I wanted it like oversized. I will try and put a clip in of it maybe on before I've like done anything. You'll see kind of how big it is. Obviously, if you're going to do something like this, you can have any size you want. Some people like to wear baggier clothes, some people like to wear tighter. I literally wear both. Doesn't bother me. And so to customize this, my idea was, so I've got this like iron-on clothing vinyl, and I'm going to be using my Cricut to cut out Hello Kitty. So I think I'm going to put Hello on the arm and then Kitty on the other arm. And then I also have this material as well, so I will put a link in the description. I've obviously bought this from a UK shop, but you should probably be able to find similar kind of vinyls in your local craft shops and online. And this is like flocked, so I'm just going to peel a corner here. Hopefully my camera will kind of pick it up. It's not very thick, but I don't know if the camera will pick up the texture, but it's almost like flocked toys or like a flocked Funko Pop. That's the easiest thing I can think of that matches that, or like, yeah, it just feels like that texture, a little bit like felt but slightly thinner. So with this I've got all the colours to make Hello Kitty as well, and I'm going to be using my Cricut, so I'm going to explain everything throughout the whole video. So let's get on with the project. First of all, you want to get an image that you're going to use. So I've split my image out in Photoshop for the different colours and then saved them as a PNG. Next, I went ahead and opened up my design space, which is the Cricut software, and I uploaded all of my PNGs that I'd saved. So for this particular image, it was 4 different PNGs, and you want to save it as a PNG so that it's transparent. So I've got my black layer in there already, and then I put in my pink layer. Now this was the only bit that's fiddly, I had to kind of resize it. The other option is to just duplicate your black layer, for example my black layer here with the outline, then use that to cut out every colour and then basically just pick the pieces you need. So the inside of the heart is obviously pink, so if you cut this outline out 4 times, for the pink one you would only take the inside bit of the heart, and as you can see within the design space you can change your colour of your kind of cut so you can reference it back and you don't make any mistakes. And basically I went ahead and just did this with all 4 layers, so all 4 different colours, changing the colour in the design space so I was doing the correct colour and just resizing it so it fitted. And there was just a tiny bit of yellow for the nose. And once I had that all done, I was able to separate them all and then go ahead and start cutting out the vinyl. So you can always put all vinyl on one mat if you want, but I just decided to do it separately because this was quite a large piece. So I went ahead, did it the biggest size I could for the mat because I wanted it to be really big, as this is going on the back of the sweater, and then I chose my cut. So I am using Stencil Film. This vinyl I'm using is not from Cricut, so I had to play around with like these settings to make sure it would cut through it properly. If you're using Cricut vinyl, you get the presets and it should cut perfectly fine. So yeah, that's why I kind of went with a custom cut and used the Stencil Film setting, and as you can see here, it's like cutting it out. So I did this with all of my colours, and then I went ahead and put this onto some transfer tape. So something went wrong with this, which you will see in a little bit in the video, but with all of the pieces I put it onto the transfer tape, and then kind of just like a puzzle I went along and added like each colour. So here is my black one. You just simply rub this like transfer tape onto it and then you can peel it off. So what this does is it keeps it all in place, and in the meantime I just put the backing on because I kept going back and forth and like cutting out each colour and then placing it back on. So you can simply just peel off your backing add in your next color. So my idea with this transfer tape was that I would be able to put it all on, then I could just place this onto my garments, onto my jumper or sweater, and then iron this on. And in a little bit you will see why this went wrong, but you want to make sure that you have heat safe transfer tape. So of course I'm putting this on backwards as well, just to note, so that once it's ironed on, it's like the colours are facing the correct way. And here is how it looks. So I've finally finished doing all the Cricut cuts. So I've got the, not Kitty Hello, the other way around, the Hello Kitty, which is going to go on the sleeves. So that's that first one. Next we've got the Hello Kitty Angel in the heart, and this is going to go on the back of the sweatshirt or the jumper. And then lastly I've got this, so I actually want this for the front, and I did this in the same way that I did this one, splitting it all out and then cutting out in the colours and putting it together like a puzzle. So now I'm ready to iron it on to my sweater. And here is where it all went wrong. My transfer tape is not heat safe, so don't do the same mistake as me. Make sure your transfer tape is heat safe. It will save you a whole lot of time and a massive headache. So because my transfer tape is not heat safe, I didn't really have time to buy some or go out and get some. And because I'd already kind of all cut it out and placed it, I just peeled each piece off individually and then ironed it on. So this material that I'm using is the like flocked, what's it called? Flocked like HTV, I guess, heat transfer vinyl. And I peeled off the top as well. Then I placed down each piece individually, put it together again, just like putting together a puzzle, and then ironed it directly. And when you're ironing things like this, please check with like your manufacturer's description or instructions for the kind of vinyl you have. Never put the steam on either, otherwise you're gonna get like, it will just ruin it because it will make it all wet. So yeah, I just went ahead and put each piece on, taking care and ironing everything. This did take a while. So you can also get like the Cricut heat press, which is good for this kind of project. But yeah, I've only got my iron, so it does work. It just takes a little longer and you just need a bit more patience. So I went ahead and added all of the pieces for this like Hello Kitty heart angel onto the back and just ironing it on. Then I moved on to doing the Hello Kitty like words for the sleeves. So because this isn't like flocked or anything, it's like that metallic kind of material, I didn't want to put the iron straight on because the material is a bit different and you can kind of like melt it or make it go a bit like weird and crinkly. I did do a few tests on some scrap fabrics if you're worried about making a mistake, so I highly recommend doing that. So in this case I'm using like a tea towel or a dishcloth, whatever you want to call it, and I basically put this over the words and just check in. So I tried it first with the like plastic on. In my test it worked, maybe because I was putting it on different material. I'm not really sure why it's not working here, but for this like sweater material it didn't take. So I even peeled off that top kind of protective layer and then went over it with the tea towel and just ironing it, checking it, making sure it's sticking, then continue going. So yeah, you do just need a bit of patience and just take care as well. Make sure that it's fully stuck down, especially around like corners and edges. I noticed I had to go over it quite a few times just to make sure it's stuck, because you don't want to think you're finished and then there's a bit of a corner up and maybe you wash it and it will just kind of make it peel off. So yeah, just take care with this and iron it, checking as you go. So my idea for like the Hello Kitty word or name, whatever, I put the hello on one sleeve like facing this way, so the H is right by the sleeve, and then for the kitty part, which you will see soon, it's like by the shoulder. So if I was to stretch my arms out, you would be able to read it as if it was like written on a piece of paper. I hope you kind of get what I mean. So it's like you're reading along a sentence and it says like Hello Kitty. I think it looks alright. I don't know, maybe you would like to have it the same with the first letter in like the same place, like starting from the shoulder going down.
But yeah, I don't know, I think it looks quite cool. And yeah, after the hello word, I moved on to the kitty word. And lastly, after the kitty word, I did my angel on the front in exactly the same way as I did like the Hello Kitty kind of heart angel on the back. And then my sweater was done. So here is how the sweatshirt has turned out. I've just like folded up the bottom. There's the angel on the front, and then you can see Hello Kitty on the sleeves there. I think it looks really cool, like colour changing. And then on the back, I've got the Hello Kitty and like the heart. I'm really pleased with how it came out. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what you think of the sweater. And yeah, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!